This is Ceresco, and this is where I grew up. Kind of funny that the old dam is on there, the picture you see of the dam, because that dam no longer exists. Thank you very much, Enbridge. Let's go check it out. And by the way, possibly interview a real life meme. Friend Jamie, I have known her my whole life. I can't think of a time of my life when I actually have not known you. You might recognize her, well, probably not, but you might recognize her as this girl. So Jamie, what does it feel like to be a meme?
Well, right now it's not bad. At first it was a little humiliating and I was kind of pissed because my sister and her friend is the one that uploaded it to Awkward Family Photos, and they were contacting her. She gave them my information. I was really upset, and then I realized, that was part of me. So why would I be upset?
Right.
But, nobody wants their big hair made fun of. So, but I liked it.
Right. Well, that that was the '80s, and everybody had hair like that back then.
'80s and '90s, early '90s.
Yep.
Yeah.
When I was going to ask you, when was that picture taken? Do you remember?
Like late '80s, early '90s, 91, 90, somewhere.
What's funny is I never realized you and Tammy were that close.
She's close to 5 years older than I am.
Right.
But all of us grew up around here.
Right, and you grew up basically right next door at your grandparents' house, so that would make sense. But I was just like, man, I never realized they were that close. So of course, of course, the question that everybody wants to know: did you get likeness rights?
It wasn't a great deal,
right?
But we got something.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
And then we get our merchandise. They print out these calendars and cards and T-shirts.
So what all have they made that you know of?
I know there's a T-shirt. I've not gotten a T-shirt, but I've got 2 calendars and birthday cards.
Birthday cards? I thought I saw coffee cups too.
I have not seen a coffee cup. It probably is. Yeah. When you change, drink your coffee.
And the other thing, of course, was it was used in the Geico commercial.
Kimber in the Geico.
You were Kimber.
Yeah. They probably sold my picture to Geico. Yeah.
Right.
So, yeah. When they do that, you don't get any.
So you got nothing from being in the Geico commercial. Now, was that just, do you remember if that was just online or was it on TV too?
Online.
It was just online, yeah. I thought it was kind of like an online campaign. But I remember seeing that and freaking out. I was like, oh my God. Like, I grew up with her and she's in a freaking Geico commercial.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean.
A lot of people I read a lot of the comments on there. And they were like, that hair's so photoshopped in. And I'm like, hell no, it's not.
No, it was aquanetted in.
It was aquanetted and a good blow dryer and a good teasing comb and my parents complaining about the thick inches of hairspray on the wall. Yeah, those were fun days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Faux show.
Yeah. Will not ever do my hair like that again. I don't have the time or the patience.
I must say your hair is very modern and nice. I like it.
Nice and sweaty.
Yeah, it is warm out today.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell me about the first time that I gave you a wad of chewing tobacco to let you try it out?
Well, I think it was school. Am I wrong or right?
It was probably Kodiak.
Kodiak, bear on it?
Yeah.
School, okay, it was a bear on it. I remember that. I remember you flicking the can and doing that kind of thing. I think I was in 6th grade. I had been 6th or 7th grade, and we were on the deck behind the other school friend that we grew up with around here that used to skateboard with Caleb. And you guys were dipping, and I'm like...
Well, Caleb wasn't. Caleb would never do such a thing.
No, you were.
I did when I was 12 years old. I was chewing tobacco.
And I tried
and I still do.
And you told me to put it down here and don't swallow it and spit it out.
First thing you did was...
My mouth filled up and filled up and filled up and filled up, and I couldn't spit because I had all these funky teeth all over the place, and I was trying to spit it out. I couldn't. I swallowed it and barfed my brains out.
Well, I remember you getting super dizzy.
And I was really dizzy. Yeah.
You were basically had that stone thing that you get, like the nicotine buzz. You were all like, shaking all over, and then you puked. And then I think I warned you not to do it though.
You did.
I was like, no, don't do it. You were like, I want to do it.
Yeah, I want to.
I can do it.
It's gnarly.
It's totally gnarly.
Totally gnarly, yeah. I wanted to.
You jump off the KMH.
Yes, I did.
Did you actually jump, or did Leo Van Valkenburg throw you?
The first time he threw me, and then after that, yeah. Then after that, I jumped.
Nice.
Yes.
I did too. I did not jump. I was thrown by Leo as well.
I don't
Never
remember.
jumped.
Yeah.
Never got the guts, but I did get thrown off. So.
I want to do that.
No, you don't.
No, you don't. Well, you can't anymore because it's
No.
gone now.
Yep, and somebody privately owns it as a home.
The KMH?
Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
Yep. Somebody bought that. Well, I thought, I don't know. Somebody bought it, and I thought they were going to do a business, like a hall or something out of
By
it.
the way-
And then, just a minute, please. And then somebody bought it, and they just live there now.
You weren't living here when the Enbridge thing happened, were
No.
you? Or no,
No.
not at all.
Nope.
So, have you seen like the Enbridge commercials and stuff on TV and on YouTube where they're talking about the cleaning up of a town and whatever?
Yeah.
Would you ever go in that river again?
I have been in the river.
You have been in the river since the oil spill.
Yep.
You're not terrified?
No.
See, I personally would never ever go in that river again.
Really?
I would never step my foot in it. Not gonna happen.
Joby,
Like-
it is the cleanest it's ever
Yeah.
been. I'm telling you, it is.
It looks beautiful.
I was afraid they were gonna clean up dead bodies out of there because you know the
Right.
stories I was told when I was a kid,
Sure,
which
sure.
were all lies. But
You know, I
they're
just want to know
picking.
how many fishing lures they pulled out of like that giant. There was that giant log that everybody got fishing lures caught on.
I,
You know.
Yeah, I don't know, but no, I've been down it several times. It's
Yeah.
the cleanest I've seen it.
I know a lot of people still like kayaking and stuff, but it kind of weirds me out. You
I
know.
was at first, but they've really done a good job trying to make it.
Well, good. I'm
better.
glad to hear that. It's.
Yeah.
I hate
Like boys.
how they've changed the landscape down there,
It
which,
sucks.
you know,
It
we'll go
sucks.
take a look at that. So this is what's actually left of the river. And it does, I will say, it does look pretty clean. Looks pretty nice. It doesn't smell like an oil spill. A little weird because where Jamie is standing up there, that was the shoreline when we were kids, which is pretty crazy to me. I mean, maybe it just looks like a river to you, but when I was a kid, this was all underwater.
But now it's turning a creek.
Yeah, now it's pretty much just a creek, isn't it, Ian?
Yep.
Every time I drive by here, walk by here, I think of you and Caleb. We won't say last names. Skateboarding.
Just think about
And me
Yes.
being very jealous because I couldn't do it without hurting myself. So, yeah.
All right, so this is the Ceresco Baptist Church. This is where I spent most of my youth with my friends riding a skateboard every day, skating that little 3 set up there. And as well as, excuse me for the shakiness, all of these fine parking blocks, which are, I believe, the same ones we skated when I was a kid. Maybe they've been replaced. Guarantee there's some chips still in them steps from us, because we're naughty little property destruction experts. And right across the street, that was Caleb and Mikkel's house. Caleb was one of my best friends growing up because he was also a skater. Spent a lot of time there because he had a half pipe that he bought from our friend Woody. Lots of good times. I believe one time I jackass style jumped off of that roof into the bushes. Well, this house right here that we're looking at over there with the bluish van, that was my best friend Ron's house. I can't even call Ron a friend though. That guy is nothing to me but a brother. We lived together more times than I can even remember, but when we met, that's where Ronnie lived. This big empty lot right over here, that is where my house was. That oak tree right there was one of 2 that was in my yard. That was basically the very edge of my yard right there. And in this lot, there was another house that burnt down when I still lived here. My house was destroyed many years after we moved out, but it probably honestly needed to be destroyed when we still lived there. It was in rough shape then, and it was in way rougher shape when they finally destroyed it. But yeah, this was 114 Water Street, and this was where I grew up. It is now parking for the church and public access for the river. So we were just talking about right up here on the corner of this road, there was a palm reader, right? Wasn't that why it was there?
It was the palm, yeah, the palm lady, the creepy something. She's dead now.
It's in your face. Oh.
Oh, you can't see me?
There we go. There she is.
No, it was there. It was like a big, huge hand, and she would do like, I don't know, but the devil came out of that, so I did not ride my bike either.
But there was this gigantic palm sticking out of the ground right there, like a concrete palm, because the lady was a palm reader, and it was pretty terrifying. We have like a whole gang following us. Look.
Pokemon. Poo-poo.
Oh, they're playing Pokemon?
Yeah.
You can get Pokemon in Ceresco?
Probably.
It just occurred to me that no matter how hard I try, I'll never be able to be a gangsta. Ain't no gangstas from villages. Most of my friends know, I guess, you know, if you don't know me, then you probably don't know this story, but I have a massive scar on my head that was obtained right here. I think it was in this spot.
It was
But,
a rock that was sticking up out of the ground.
Yeah, there was a big rock sticking out of the ground, and I was on this hill with my bike. Back then, it did drop straight off. They, we think anyway, they knocked the grade down like after I broke my head open.
Yeah, you
But
ruined it for all of us kids.
I did. I ruined it for everybody in the neighborhood. Nobody else could come do cool jump off the cliff bike tricks.
Yeah.
But I fell off this hill that was here, and I busted my head open. Ended up having 325 stitches on the outside, 250 on the inside. That's a lot of stitches.
Oh, I remember, like I said, your brains
It was bad. I just remember, like, my parents wouldn't let me look at myself. Like, I wasn't allowed to look in the mirror. And I don't think anybody, like, came to the house for a while.
No.
Because I was so disgusting looking. And I still have... I still have little scars in my face too from pebbles that like stuck in my face when I fell. But anyway, yeah, so I'm not exactly sure that it was right here. Gosh, one of these days I'm gonna learn to hold this thing. But because like I said, they knocked the grade down, and it felt like that it might have been up here a little more, because it was right by Ken and Deb's house, which is right there. After I fell, I got up and went over to Ken and Deb's house, and I asked them for a washcloth because I was covered head to toe in blood, and I was terrified that, and I had new clothes on too. That was the other thing. I had brand new school clothes on, and I was coated head to toe in blood, and I was terrified that my mom would never let me ride the bike again. So I went over to Ken and Deb's house and asked for a washcloth, as if that would have helped in any way, shape, or form. And Deb was just turned ghost white, and she said, "Oh my God, honey, you need more than a washcloth."
Yeah.
So yeah, she said my brains were hanging out.
It was zombie Dobie,
It literally was. I was.
like Walking Dead stuff.
My friend Bill that was with me had ran to my house and got my mom and dad and brought them back up here, and they put me in the car to take me to the hospital. And my dad was terrified of the sight of blood, couldn't stand it. So the whole way to the hospital, my dad was throwing up in the car. My mom was yelling at him because he was puking, and I was in the back seat, like shaking. They had blankets over me. I was going into shock. Like, I lost so much blood. I was like in the back seat, shaking worse than my camera work. But yeah, so this is where I broke my head open. This has been a super fun day, and I think I'm gonna wrap it up right here. Really had a great time hanging out with Jamie and her son, and getting to ask Jamie about what it's like to be a meme. I mean, could you yourself imagine that? What if somebody got a hold of a picture of you as a kid and submitted it to Memebase, and all of a sudden it caught fire, and everybody around the world was sharing a picture that maybe you're a little embarrassed about? I personally think she has nothing to be embarrassed about. I'm sure it is a bit of a challenge. You know, it definitely looks beautiful down here. It's certainly different now. The landscape is forever changed because of a natural disaster that happened in my little village that I grew up in. I think that's it for now. Take it easy, guys.